Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of my What If Civilization Started Over. And in this episode, we will be starting down here in the Red Country where they are continuing to expand. So they will continue to. I'm on the wrong layer. They will continue to explore this land here, mostly going up around the coast over here. And also over here where they already were. So they're up like that, and then they will claim all of this land. They'll claim all of this land here. Along with this. And well, here's the thing, there are no rivers in over here, so the Red King has a plan to basically dig a bunch of man-made rivers along here. However, for that to work, he needs to get people to do it. So what does he do? He decides to that's not good. He decides to invade this yellow country over here. So he sends the military in, and they capture the capital. However, the king of this escapes over to their area uh in Africa. So, but the rest of this is all going to fall over to the red team. So they push up and they take all of this, and in the peace treaty, or not really a treaty, they just take this land and this island here, but they don't take these two islands. They let this keep it. But with that, the capital of this country is going to get moved, so they move their capital over here, and their old capital will just be marked as a major city. I don't even think that's the way it was. Wait. Okay, it was a bit more south. Sorry, great there. But, so they basically enslave all the people living here and start forcing them to make rivers, but they're not done. They're going to continue. So also going to invade this pink country over here. So they send, that's too close to, can you see a difference there? They send their troops out over here, and once again they quickly capture the capital, and they start taking all this land. Let me do that. Start taking all of the land over here. And eventually, they take all of the pink team. However, the pink team, some people from it do manage to escape this way, but most of them are not able to do that, and similar to the yellow team, they are completely annexed into the red team, and the people living here are enslaved in taken over here and forced to dig rivers. With that, they also don't have capital here anymore. However, some of the people living there do manage to escape, and they escape this way as they go along here and over into this area of India, where they will proceed to set up a new country. So with that, they need a capital. So there. Meanwhile, while all of that is happening, this dark reddish brownish color country is going to continue to explore as they explore out this way. And also they're going to take some of this land, so they take all of this land here, along with this land, all of this here. Meanwhile, over with the green countries, there is the current king of the Lime team decides that he wants to get back some of the old land, so he'll start push up into the green team, and these two are at war for like the third time. They've been at war in every episode. They also push into this country over here that broke away from them in the last episode. However, this doesn't go too well as they start getting pushed back, and the green team will push into them. They'll also start pushing into them over here as they push through, and this country will push back. This Greek country will push back and also push in as this part falls, and while the Lime country will push them back over here, they will eventually be forced to they will eventually stop fighting, and in the end, this area over here will be split between the Greek and green team. So the Greek team will take all of this, while the green team will take all of this, and the Lime team will only be taking a tiny bit of land over here. So, and also they will take a tiny bit of land up here near the capital. But now they don't really have anywhere to expand, and that makes their king is like really upset about that, and he's just like incredibly upset. And after like a month goes by and he's about to unalive himself, when all of a sudden someone runs in and says that they found land, as down here, first of all, this island was found, and then a landing was made by some Lime Team ships over here, and they start discovering parts of Africa. With this, the king is all of a sudden happy, and he starts claiming some of this area. While this is happening, this green team is going to discover these two islands. and claim both of them. Meanwhile, up here, the Dutch team, they discover Copenhagen, and also they start discovering Sweden. They claim Copenhagen, and they continue to explore as they explore up into Norway. And this is where they believe that this is where the Green religion believes, this is like what the god, this is the land that the god wants them to live in. This is like the land that the god they believe in likes. However, some people believe that it's actually Sweden that God wants them to live in, and with this, the religion ends up splitting into two different groups. But first of all, a new country shows up over here as they decide to break away from Denmark, believing that they are superior and that God wants them to have this land. But then over in Sweden, there's also a country that shows up, but they're a different branch of the religion that believes that it's actually Sweden and not Norway that God wants them to live in. And I will update religion afterwards, but the people living here are a different branch than these people here. But for now I need to give them both capitals, so the Norwegian team's capital will be right there, and the Swedish team's capital will be right there. Anyways, the blue team and this Chinese team are the next two that we're going to be talking about. I'm going to start with the Chinese team, who are exploring further along the Chinese coast, and also starting to explore a bit more outwards, or a bit more east, not east-west. This way, over this direction is east. This is west. Anyway, so they will start to expand then, as they take all of this land here. And this blue team, well actually no, they take all of the land that they've explored so far, because they believe that they left the blue team because they believe that if they've explored the land, then they should just claim it and not wait. Why explore land if you're not going to claim it? Meanwhile, this blue team is also going to explore further north as they explore up into Russia. And they will claim all of this here. And, well, some people in this Korean country, well, first of all, they actually discover this sound here along with, not that one yet, but, like, some people, like, go out and fish, and they get lost, and their boat ends up sailing over here into, Japan, and they just decide to, they don't know if the, blue team is going to come find them, so they just decide to set up their own country over here, as they then continue to explore into these islands over here. And the border looks something like that now. And the capital will be right there where they first landed. Now at the moment we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Actually, that's more than I thought we had. However, there will be another place where civilization just randomly shows up. This doesn't. That's song layer. This isn't going to come from any of these other civilizations. They just show up randomly, and that is going to be down here in Crimea. As the purple Crimean team will show up. Why is it doing that? What? Now it's merging with the water. Wait. Wait a second. I said there's water there. Get off. Let me just get rid of this water quickly. There. There is no such thing as water. Water is made up. Still water in these small areas, but it's fine. Anyways, now that should have fixed the problem, so make this. Okay, why is this not doing this? It's just making that a different color. No. Okay, I can't fix this. Let's just do 50 for the color. Okay, 55 will no. Okay, so the Crimean team, the purple Crimean team will show up. And with this, there's also going to be a new religion, being the purple religion, but I will mark that after the episode. So, with this, the capital will be right there. And going back to the green team, they are continuing to explore into Africa as they explore down here and around here, and they will then start claiming a lot of this. They will then start claiming a lot of this land. So they claim all of this. And there's boats going back and forth when a storm happens and they get lost, and a boat goes, it goes like this. It's like going back, and then storm hits and they go like this and up like here, and they almost run into the green, but then they go like this and around like this, and they crash down here in Iberia. And with this, they make a new country. Actually, that looks. Does that look too similar to the? I think it does. Let's show you this color here. That looks good. So with this, we now have a country down in Iberia, and they will continue to explore and expand. Now they look something like this. And they need a capital, so the capital will be right there where they first crashed. And now back to this yellow team, they just got all of their land, or most of their land taken, and now they need new land, so they are going to expand into the land that they had previously explored. And then they will explore new lands, so they explore around here. And then they start claiming it. Now they look something like this. Meanwhile, the red team, they have all the people that they enslaved dying while digging rivers around here, like what they look like, just something like, not, that's not like color, something like, imagine like this. This one's really big and is a lot of people dying making it. They dig a river like that. This might not be exactly what they look like, but it's just something like this. Maybe they dig like maybe they're forced to dig an entire lake right here. Who knows? But while that's happening, the red team will also continue to expand, which will then mean that there's more land they have to dig rivers in, because the red team at the moment is the most evil team. I have said that. The king is just pure evil and should not be allowed to have power. But that's the thing about loyalty, is you just get born into power. So they'll expand around along this here. And take all this land here. And this country will expand down over here and take all this. Meanwhile, the pink team who escaped over here, they are also continuing to discover land and expand as they explore this way, and they will mostly explore down over here as to get further away from the red team, which does not know that anyone escaped. So they will expand down into this here, and they will expand a tiny bit back up that way, but not much. But anyways, that is where this episode is going to end. I would like to thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.